welcome back. This is By the Book, and I am one of your married relationship coaches, Sid. Unfortunately, Sale is not with us today. He had potential COVID exposure, so pray for him. Pray for us. Pray for me, child, because I got the baby by myself. But anyway, I am talking to you guys today about Married at First Sight, season 17, episode 8, I do believe. And talking about Lauren and Orion, mercifully, mercifully, this marriage has come to a close. Um, we've called it from the beginning. Sal and I didn't like this match. We thought it was an unreasonable match. And although they divorced for different reasons than we may have suspected that they would have divorced, nonetheless, here we are at day 10 and they're divorcing. This was just hard to watch. It was hard to watch for me, Lauren suffering through throwing her best efforts at this marriage and seeing Orion, as Dr. Pia said, be so rigid in his unforgiveness. Very frustrating to have him waffle back and forth in terms of what he wanted to do with the marriage. In this episode in particular, we know that Lauren is like at her wit's end in her attempts to salvage the marriage. Then he tells her before they leave, they have to sit down with Pastor Cal, and it's, I can't get past this. And then it's, I want a hard reset. And then by text message, it's, no, I want a divorce. They sit down with Dr. Pia. I really like Dr. Pia, by the way. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about her. Sal and I are big fans of hers. Maybe we've just gotten tired of Dr. Pepper and Pastor Cal, but it's nice to see a fresh face on there. So I like the effort that she put into resolving their issue, but ultimately, obviously, it was not resolved. I like that she tried to explain to Orion that he's trying to exercise control over the situation. He was hurt. He felt vulnerable. He didn't like that. And Dr. P is like, no, you are. You're trying to control this situation, even though he was trying to deny it. Why he has such a hard time with the truth, I don't know. Every time somebody like really tries to nail him down on any kind of opinion, any kind of thought, any feeling that he has, he's kind of like trying to slip around it and avoid the truth. It's like either he doesn't know his own mind or he's incredibly manipulative. Y'all let me know what y'all think, if which one of those it is. But it's frustrating and kind of irritating to watch. Now, one thing I did want to remark on, I want to take it all the way back to when he talked about how he was from a matriarchal type of society. And he talked about how he didn't like to be like bossed around by women. And I wonder what his experience was with that and how that might have played out in this marriage with Lauren. Because one thing that he called her out on at least twice is how she goes from 0 to 100 when they have these discussions, these controversial discussions that aren't like surface level stuff. If, he expresses an opinion that she doesn't like. And I'm wondering if she really went from 0 to 100. She didn't necessarily deny that, so I'm guessing maybe she did. But I'm wondering if more so he just doesn't like to be challenged by women. Because on camera, that's what we saw. We didn't really see her go from 0 to 100. On camera, we saw her say, no, stand on what you said. We saw her hold his feet to the fire, more or less, but not in any kind of hostile or aggressive type of way. It was just, own up to what you said. Be a man. Be a grown up. And he seemed very uncomfortable in those moments, I would say. So I can only imagine that if off camera she did go from 0 to 100, then he was very much intimidated. He seems like the type of person who, I guess he hasn't maybe found his footing within relationships, and he could be easily intimidated. So I think she was a lot for him. I think, as many of us have opined, that he was looking for a way out. Sale and I have discussed at length whether or not there was attraction there. That's one thing I wanted to take to you guys. I really miss my partner being here. But one thing I wanted to take to you guys was to see if you thought that when Lauren last week, I think it was last week, when she had, expressed that she wasn't attracted, you might have missed it. It was a very small snippet of what Orion said that she communicated to him. But at some point she said she wasn't attracted, she wanted a divorce, etc. And Sale and I were kind of debating whether or not she was speaking out of hurt or if that was honesty. So I hope that at some point we can do a sidebar about this with you guys, because we had very different viewpoints. My position was she very well might not have been attracted. If you guys remember from the very beginning, I didn't think that she would be attracted to him when she saw him. Now, I thought that they both kind of put on a front in terms of being attracted to one another. And, we're just going to move forward the best they could. In hindsight, I don't know whether or not Orion really fully had intentions on progressing the best way that he could, but I think she definitely did. But here's the thing about us women, and you guys, tell me if you think I'm wrong about this. I think the women more so than men will accept that lack of attraction, so to speak. They will be less than attracted to their partner, but they're drawn to other things about their partner that make them attracted. But it's not just necessarily a knee-jerk physical attraction. And I imagine that that's where she was with it. So when the relationship started breaking down and there's too many negatives and he's hurting her feelings, she's like, you know what? I'm going to let it all hang out. Let me tell you something. I'm not attracted to you in the first place. I wasn't, but I was willing to move past that because I saw the good in you, or I thought I saw the good in you. I thought we were a good match. And physical attraction wasn't number one on my list of important things. Sale, on the other hand, his opinion is, that she was feeling him at first, and, more like a sour grapes type of theory. Like, now that you not being nice to me, now I'm going to say something that I think might be hurtful to you. And I don't know. I think there was more truth to her not being attracted to him than, just her speaking out of hurt. So I would love to hear you guys' opinion on that. Beyond that, I mean, I don't know what to say. I have to say I'm glad, unfortunately, that this marriage is over. I don't think that Orion was ever going to give it a chance, even though in the after party, and again, in the after party, if you guys watch that, he was kind of speaking out of both sides of his face. On the one hand, he started off saying, well, I stand by my decision. And then by the end of it, he was saying, I wish I had stayed and moved into the apartment. It's like, dude, what? Can you have one opinion? One thing he should never be is a politician. Because, baby, no. They will roast him for his flip-flopping. I mean, you can't even tell the truth on one episode of the after party. We're talking about two different things. It's crazy to me. So I don't know where his truth is. I don't know if he just doesn't know. I think he's like a confused little boy, unfortunately. And it robbed Lauren of an opportunity at a real marriage in this process. So poor job, experts. Do better. Maybe Dr. Pia should do all the picks. I don't know. But this wasn't it. It was sad to see. Now, what I'm interested in, and this really doesn't have anything to do with Lauren and Orion, but I had a weird theory about it, is where is Michael? Because I could have sworn they said that he was coming back. They were going to match him with somebody, or at least offer him a match. And I feel like they're getting pretty far along in this process for not having extended that offer yet. So I don't know if they're just on two separate tracks and we haven't seen that portion yet, but it's already happened. Or shoot, maybe they're going to match him up with Lauren. Give her a second chance. I don't know. But it's not looking good. I'll get to another video. Hopefully I get to talk to you guys about Brennan and Emily as well. But look how many people are checking out already. It's rough, y'all. So let me know you guys' thoughts about Lauren and Orion. Do you wish they had stuck it out? Because honestly, from where I sit, I don't. I feel like nobody was going to be damaged but Lauren in this process. And at least he did have the decency to say, you know, he didn't want to hurt her any more than he already had. I think he said that in the after party. And that's fair to say. If you know you're not going to give it a fair shot, I think the best thing to do is to call it, because she was just going to keep throwing herself into this thing and trying and bumping her own head. And unfortunately, I didn't see her taking the out route. I saw her working through this whole 8 weeks only to be heartbroken that no effort was returned. So for someone who said he's all about reciprocation and blah, 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 he's a lot of talk as far as I'm concerned. So let me know you guys' thoughts. Drop your comments below. Please like, share, subscribe. Say a little prayer for Sale, and I'll talk to you guys soon.